Ma'am, I want to ask, today whatever happened in the parliament, there was a clash between the opposition party and the government, and the opposition protested and the house was adjourned. Ma'am, is there not any other way to show the protest, as if the house is adjourned, the parliament cannot function? What are the some other ways to show the protest, in other ways by which the opposition can show that they do not agree with the government, and simultaneously the house can also function?
That is a common concern of the people today throughout the country. Yes, I agree with you that we should have some means where there can be a protest, and at the same time the functioning of the house should not get disrupted. But at the moment, that via media has not been found. So this is happening. This via media has to be worked out between amongst the parties and their leaders, so that it doesn't happen in future.
Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, nowadays any political issue is being raised in our society. Ma'am, slowly it becomes a matter of conflict between the ruling party and the opposition. Ma'am, it can be considered as the degradation of our parliament, ma'am? Can it be considered, ma'am? Because instead of considering it for a matter for a public interest, two parties are fighting for their own political interest, ma'am.
What's your name?
Ma'am, Astha.
Astha, and which is your class?
12th, ma'am.
12th. It's a very mature question, and yes, this is something which concerns us all. That what is a democracy? Democracy is different from a dictatorship or totalitarian form of government, or one-party system. You see, because then you have just one point of view, and any other dissenting voice is just muzzled. In a democracy, you have so many different points of view, so many conflicting voices and stands, and they are all brought to the floor of the House. What is the significance of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, and more so of Lok Sabha because it has elected representatives? So all these, now there might be one party of your honourable member of parliament, there's the party of another member of parliament, and they all have different views and stands. They all come to the House, debate, discuss, and eventually all these conflicting views are reconciled. The floor of the House gives that opportunity, but the debate must take place, and this is what is not happening now. So you see, reconciling conflicting views is very important. Having conflicting views is also very important. Otherwise, there will be no difference between a democracy and a totalitarian form of government. So, conflicting views, but they must be resolved, because on any issue you can just have one law. You can't have three different laws. On any issue you can just have one scheme. You can't have 3-4 different schemes on the same thing. So there has to be a congruence of points of view.
Thank you, ma'am.
बोलो, अपना नाम बताओ पहले.
Shreyasi. Ma'am, each and every session of the parliament costs a lot of time, energy and money. Ma'am, why can't the political parties, why can't the member of parliament sit together, sort out their ideological, professional, personal differences, and then come to the house and then debate over whatever they want to do and pass out all the bills? Because unless and ma'am, you are the who can understand the importance of a single second of parliament other than you. Unless and until all these things goes fast, we cannot compete with this China. They are about to get superpowers. Ma'am, my question to you is, why can't the political parties, why can't the members sit together, sort out their personal, professional and ideological differences and then come to the house?
Yeah, I'll come to this question later, the second part. First thing you said, how can we compete with China? And I don't think we need to compete with China. I hear a lot of people say that. A lot of people are full of admiration for China. But do you think you can sit there and talk like this in China? Would you be allowed to meet the speaker of the parliament there and ask questions?
No, ma'am.
Then how can you even think? How can you even think that you want to be anything near China? You know how on Tiananmen Square what had happened? So you must learn to value your democracy. You must learn to value the freedom you have to express yourself and give vent to your feelings as you want. Anybody can sit on Jantar Mantar or anywhere and express themselves. This is the beauty of our democracy, and I don't think we should really be so enamored by any other country which does not give this freedom of speech. Secondly, coming to your question, yes, I think we should ensure, I want to say that the House must function, the Parliament must function, and there should not be disruptions. That is not for which people have elected our representatives. But then sometimes I get this feedback that people ask their MPs that why didn't you disrupt the House? Why didn't you get the House adjourned on our issue? They also ask them, isn't it so? So many times MPs come and tell me that I have to stand in the well, I have to shout, I have to bring a banner which is not allowed in the House because my constituents are seeing me and they'll ask me, why didn't you do that? So it works both ways. The representatives must run the House, and those who have elected the representatives also should discourage their representatives from doing this. It must, you can't just squarely put all the blame on the member of Parliament. What happens to those who have elected them? You see, you have to go deeper into it. And we all have to see what is our role, what is our participation in ensuring that our democracy is functioning. We all have to see. We just go and sit in front of the TV and say, okay, House is adjourned and that's all. No. What is our role? Am I representing, have I voted for some MP is he disrupting the House or is he helping in running the House? Must see that, must ensure that. Any? Tell me, what's your name?
राहुल।
की क्लास बताओ अपनी? किस क्लास में पढ़ते हो?
12th class।
12th? सब 12th के बच्चे हैं।
As far as BPL and APL lists are concerned, it is said that any family who is spending 32 rupees per day is above poverty line. Is this the reasonable standard for classification of people as below poverty line or above poverty line? And this standard has been set in Parliament. Is this
standard was set by the अभी तो उस पर कोई फाइनल डिसीजन नहीं है और वो कई जगह से अलग अलग रिपोर्ट्स आई, बट आई डोंट थिंक दे हैव टेकन अ फाइनल डिसीजन एंड इन एनी केस दिस शुड बी टाइड टू द प्राइस इंडेक्स.
But still, ma'am, only 32 rupees per day. It could not determine that a family is below poverty line or above poverty line.
That's what I'm saying. The Parliament has not yet taken a final decision on this.
Thank you, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, it is said justice delayed is justice denied. Ma'am, don't you think that it is not only Delhi which requires the fast-track court, but also the city like Bhagalpur, ma'am? Many cases are pending there also, ma'am. People are fighting for justice and crying for justice, ma'am.
Yes, but this is a question you should address to the judiciary, isn't it? They should be answerable for this. Why are they taking long? ये तो जुडिशरी की बात है, ये हमारी बात है, पार्लियामेंट की तो नहीं है. वो तो उनको करना चाहिए, जल्दी करना चाहिए.
लड़कों ने कम क्वेश्चन पूछा.
उन्होंने एक पूछा, it's a very sensitive question. I'm very happy he is so concerned about the people living below poverty line. Certainly 32 rupees is very inadequate, very, very inadequate. But what has been decided by the Parliament has not come out yet.
Okay.
और कुछ पूछिए.
Ma'am, what was a Mandal Commission?
What?
Mandal Commission.
क्या वो तो लागू है.
Sir, I didn't understand that. So what was its provision?
What is she saying? Mandal Commission?
कमीशन मंडल में क्यों लागू है समाज में?
मंडल कमीशन क्यों लागू है? क्या होता है? ये तो आप बताइए. These are all political questions. I am here to ask me about the Parliament. You see, don't ask me political questions and all. You see, the thing is that the speaker after although there is no constitutional bar from belonging to a party, every speaker belongs to a certain party and is a political person, and because you are a political person you contest the election and you come into Lok Sabha and then you are elected as the speaker. But once you become the speaker, then you become completely neutral, and then it becomes very difficult for me to answer political questions. You understand? You get my point. So that is why I will ask your member of parliament to deal with that. आप बात कर लीजिए.
Ma'am, as a speaker, what is your experience in controlling the house?
अब नहीं मैं जा पाऊँगी, वहाँ बहुत टाइम हो जाएगा. ताया दे दीजिए. जिसको आप ठीक समझिए.
Madam, your last advice for these students.
You see, my advice to students is that you are very fortunate. You're very bright. You have got the best education thanks to your teacher, your principal, and also your parents who have sent you to this school which has such uncompromising standards. You're very, very fortunate. And I'm very happy meeting you. But not all the children in your country are so fortunate. And whatever you do, you should always keep that in mind, that there are other children in my country, in Bhagalpur, in your district, who cannot go, who can't even go to a school. So what are you doing for them? Are you doing anything for them? Just offer yourself to them, just as you want to build a good career for yourself, for which you have my best wishes. Also think, what is that little boy going to do who serves tea in the dhaba? What is that little girl going to do who comes to sweep in your house? What are they going to do? What is going to be their career? What is going to be their future? You have to think. So that is my advice. Do something for them. You must do something for them.
मैडम आपका बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं। आपने बहुत मैं जानता हूं कि पार्लियामेंट कैसी चल रही है, बच्चों ने भी आज देखा है और आज का दिन कितना महत्वपूर्ण है और आपने कितनी मीटिंग करनी है, फिर भी भागलपुर से बहुत लगाव आपका है। हमारे साथ आपकी बहुत दुआएं रहती हैं और आपने वक्त निकाला, इसके लिए मैं बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं मेंबर पार्लियामेंट होने के नाते भागलपुर की तरफ से। और मैं फादर वर्गीस साहब को कहूँगा आए, और मैडम से मैं दरख्वास्त भी किया है। मैडम के पास वक्त की बहुत कमी है, लेकिन बच्चों को वो हाथ से अगर वो सर्टिफिकेट दे देंगी तो बच्चे भी आएँ और सीधे वो नाम ना देखें, सर्टिफिकेट लेते हुए इधर से जाएं, ताकि वो 5-7 मिनट में उसको हम पूरा करेंगे। लाइन से आ जाएं, पहले फादर वर्गीस साहब आ जाएं।
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
ऐसे आते हैं।
Some teacher, any teacher wants to sit here? My son
Only teachers, one.
memory ka